Okay, so hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the noise that I'm making. I didn't really set this up. So, I just wanted to make a little talk today and get a few things off of my mind. And actually, for the past, I don't even know, like what, 8 years, this has been weighing on my mind. I think not a single year passes by and I don't think of this. But I just wanted to say something that's been weighing on my mind is this whole Tatiana Yvonne thumbzten. Now, if you don't know who she is, she was the leading role as the girl in Michael Jackson's music video "The Way You Make Me Feel" in 1988, I'm sure. 1988 or 1987. So she's the starring role and she's the lead girl. She's and by the way, she's very, very beautiful. She's very beautiful. And so, yeah, I discovered her a while ago. When I saw MJ's video, I don't remember how, I think I was just interested in looking her up because she was really gorgeous. She caught my eye. I'm trying to look for my mouse. And I remember, looking up their whole relationship after that, and it just got so deep into it. I started watching videos about them and doing research about, their relationship in the past and Tatiana's whole career and how everything was. So I remember back in the day, back in 2010, I'd say mostly, someone like me, back in the fandom, I guess you can say, Tatiana and Michael fans were looking for the kiss back then, and the kiss wasn't leaked, so it's there was no footage of it. There was no footage of the kiss, and everybody just had mostly audios of the kiss, and they had pictures and images, but no one really had the footage. So someone like me, I remember way back, I was really young and I was so naive. I was oh my gosh, where's the kiss? Where can I find the video? Where can I find it? And no one had the video except for this user. I'm not gonna say her name. I don't know if I can. But this person has it. I believe they said they claimed they had it. And I'm pretty sure, in the fandom, we were kind of speculating that she did. Because, she, even before Michael's passing, she was one of the few who made videos about Michael and Tatiana. So she made videos of them in the past, right? And then after Michael's death, everything, conversation started being talked about again and all that. So, she was saying that she was going to upload the kiss, but she couldn't because of legal reasons. So this was way back before the bad documentary got released. And, I was shocked. I was surprised. I was I thought we were never going to see it. I thought the footage didn't even exist, but apparently it did. It does. But I think they only had it from a certain angle. They only have the footage from a certain angle. They didn't have it it's kind of blocked in a way. Wait. No, never mind. No, it isn't. So the footage got released in 2012, which was 8 years ago, I believe. Wow, 7 years ago, my bad. So it got released, 7 years ago. And so, I remember I saw the kiss. And so, everything going back to this, Tatiana, I really like Tatiana's story. Let me just start off with that. I really like her story. I really find her whole timeline to be really interesting. And, her story, it did sadden me. It really did. It really saddens me. just as much, or when I think about Michael and all that. So it's like their story starts off from Tatiana being a model, she's a model, and Michael is this big superstar, this big mega superstar, the hottest thing in the 80s. And from what I've heard, she had an agent that made her audition for a video. She didn't know whose video it was for. It was either Prince or Michael's, and that was really interesting. That's funny, because it's like, oh, it's Michael Jackson. She knows now. So it's like, she got the role. I mean, she's really gorgeous. So Michael, I'm pretty sure Michael had a good taste in women. He did. And Tatiana's really stunning. I cannot stress that enough. So after she got casted in the video, I'm pretty sure, like, here's the thing where it starts off that really makes me, now this is the thing that it just starts off rocky. I heard that, from what I've read, that Michael's team didn't necessarily like her. And Michael's team didn't necessarily like her, but Michael picked her, and he thought she was gorgeous and she was beautiful. I mean, hey, she really is. So she ended up being casted in the video, and they did their little thing and all that. I'm speaking as if I was there, but I'm just going based off of from what I've read and what I'm pretty sure is believable. So all that happened, and I heard I've seen Tatiana interviews where she's said things like, I guess they've like fallen in love, had like some chemistry on set, but I don't know how long the video shoot was. I don't know. I can't really give information on that, because it's like, if the video shoot lasted for 3 days, how is that possible to fall in love with someone? I mean, who knows? I don't know how long the video shoot was, but based off of the interviews, it was like they had chemistry together. And that's something that I wish Michael spoke about. Like, he never spoke about her. Like, there's so much footage of them now, and there's like, it's like a lot of evidence of them together. You're able to like piece together their relationship of what happened, or like the timeline, and like, based off of the evidence that's there, what Michael could have felt towards her. So yeah, based off of her interviews that I've watched that are really interesting. I remember one time she said that and I found it really, really cute. I found that really interesting that Michael would say that. And I saw her interview one time. I saw one of her interviews, and she said that Michael had pointed up to the sky and saw two birds kissing, and he showed Tatiana, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then, I could only imagine how Tatiana might have felt, because like, I mean, I can't blame her. You can't really blame the girl, and watching the music video for The Way You Make Me Feel, she was definitely professional. That video, they pulled it off. The chemistry was amazing, and I loved it. I love the video. It's one of my favorite Michael Jackson short films. It's definitely one of my favorites. So it's really interesting, because like, I like to see Michael with someone. And I like to see that. We didn't really see that side of him, even though he's really sparked that trend nowadays. You see the video, you see a music video with a guy chasing the girl, or a female being the lead part with the guy and having a love interest and all that things like that sparked from Michael Jackson. Like, he set the trend. If you disagree, then you have really got to go get checked. So the video is really interesting, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, and by the way, one thing about them that I noticed is that they look alike in a way. Like, they looked really similar. Like, they really complemented each other based off of their looks in the music video. Like, Tatiana has like really curly hair, and they were both light skinned, and it was like, I don't know, they were really cute together. They were really cute, and they were my favorite. They still are my favorite couple. But I'm not trying to sound biased or anything, but there's just some things that I don't know, because it's like, I've read some things that, the reason why I wanted to do this video, because I've honestly been seeing so much hate towards her, towards Tatiana, and it's like, I wish it would just stop. I wish it would just stop. I wish people would stop, you know, giving their 2 cents about, you know, bashing her. I wish people would stop bashing her. I wish people would stop, you know, always saying mean things. And these are and you know the same thing, even though I'm a Michael Jackson fan, what I don't understand is that these are the same women who are openly admitted that they're jealous, and they, you know, they call her this, they call her that. But you're the same person who's like having fantasies about MJ. But you're calling her out. You're saying this and that, but you're the same person who's, you know, having fantasies about him. So like, just shut up. And I just, you know, I don't, it's just so unfair, because it's like, she was the lucky girl who got casted. So, you know, and one thing that really boggles my mind is that I am not a hater. I'm not one of those MJ fangirls where I'm jealous. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, she's lucky. Very, very lucky to have, you know, witnessed MJ and be with him in that, during that time, you know, during his prime. So it's like, you know, as a fan, although as a fan, I wish that he had someone with him, genuinely with him. I'm not going to get into all his other relationships because, you know, as a fan, I exclusively wish that he had a legit, consistent partner, and not somebody who just left him in the dirt. You know, you don't know how things might have been. And really, I tried to like put myself in MJ's shoes, which I physically can't, so don't try to come for me. You know, so I tried to understand, why didn't he choose this girl? Why did he treat her the way, why did he give her the boot the way he gave her? And first I realized that if I put myself in Michael's shoes, first, I'm this huge mega celebrity star. Everybody wants a piece of me. Everybody wants me. So that I have to consider. But then I also put myself in Tatiana's place. I'm like, what would have it felt like to be Tatiana, falling for this guy and seeing how he was, and seeing her today. I don't think she's as immature as the other people, that's like, as the other fraud females that's come after MJ, that are just, I don't know why they even bother. So it's like, sometimes I ask myself why, you know, because I'm a huge MJ fan, and with those allegations of him being like a pedophile and him being homosexual, and people actually believing that. So if I felt as if Tatiana was a good match for him, could have been a good cover-up for him. Well, not a good cover-up, but I felt like a good match, as opposed to other people that has just left him in the dirt and didn't give him what he wanted, and, you know, just left him there. And I definitely know, my senses are never wrong. I definitely know that one person that he was with, that he was so-called with, well, he was not attracted to. Come on now. I'm not attracted to. You gotta be dumb. But no disrespect to her. I don't feel the need to bash anyone else because this video is not about bashing people. So, you know, back to putting myself into MJ's shoes. I'm this huge megastar. I'm in my prime. I have this guy on my back who's this feisty manager. He's my manager. And, you know, and here's this girl that comes into my life. But I'm a perfectionist. I'm in my prime. I can't let my fans down. So, you know, but the only thing that I just find a little bit odd in here is that I felt as if Tatiana should have at least got an explanation, because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be rejected, to, you know, feel betrayed. I know that feeling of betrayal, where you just go through something, a part of your life, and, you know, you go through deep causes and symptoms of depression, and you're just like, I made a huge mistake. That, well, you didn't make a huge mistake. It's like that one little thing that I did is going to cause me, is going to be the reason why I can't do certain things, or I lose the motivation to do things, or I just see life in a different manner. So it's like, it's sad. That's why I sympathize with her really much, really deeply, because she seems very intelligent spoken, and, you know, she's really beautiful, and I really felt like she was MJ's type. And I'm gonna say this, I genuinely feel like she loved Michael, not because of people are saying that she's just a crazy fan. I mean, of course, she started off as a fan, and she got casted. I mean, I think that goes for every female lead of Michael Jackson's his videos, except for, I don't know, probably You Rock My World, but I don't know that situation. So, you know, with this whole situation between them, she did go on the bad tour, which led to, you know, the whole events of it happening. And I don't really get the story myself too much, because she said she kissed him. Like, I didn't know about a show that she kissed him on the cheek. And, like, if she kissed him on the cheek, then why did they get mad? Why did everybody on his team get mad? If she kissed him on the cheek, then why all of a sudden is it a problem if she did like a little, if her and Michael did like a little third grade smooch? I honestly, and then when I saw the footage for the first time, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Over this, she literally got booted off over this little kiss. Not even a kiss, like a little peck. And then, you know, they're like, their reaction, Michael's reaction, he's like really shy. He doesn't even really like look her directly in the face. And Tatiana, she just, you know, she's literally looking like she's just drifted off into like some other planet, or, you know, or heaven or something. So when I think about it, it's like Frank DeLeo, his manager, got mad because of that. And honestly, who knows, people in his camp was probably jealous, because I still see that there are people who are still people from MJ's camp that are still talking mess about this poor girl. Like, leave her alone. And that's why she's not, you know, what's funny, she's not even like on social media as much as she used to, because I do have her as a friend on Facebook, and just recently I found her on Instagram, and, you know, but it's, you know, she's not as active. She said she's not going to be as active, which is okay, you know, I don't blame her. I want to meet her one day. Her story is truly inspiring. She's a strong woman. And I definitely look at her because I am a huge fan of MJ. And, you know, there's no reason for me to bash her for doing what she did. I mean, go ahead, girl. Go get your man. Go get your man. Look where he's at now. And you know what? And look, as a genuine Michael fan, I don't ever question his motives as to why he did things the way he did. And, you know, reasonably, I think about, like, certain things that if he didn't do, he would still be here. The whole incident that happened in 2009, you know, his choices and his doctors and all that, those things I don't question. I don't care about, you know. I just care about him as a person, who he was as a person, and his music for sure, and his legacy. That's what really catches my eye. All those other things is just, you know, side information. But, you know, his story along with Tatiana's really did interest me. So when I saw that, you know, I was like, they probably had a thing going on. It's like you just stop and wonder. So eventually, you know, I kind of started shipping them. And it's like, why didn't this happen? You know, she goes on interviews and she talks about him. And I'm just going to say this. I know a lot of people will get pissed off. I know people get pissed off by, you know, speculating things or, you know, saying things. You know, I don't really go through all these theories and things like that. But if MJ had pursued her and engaged with her and not had listened to his manager, things would have been different. I know the thing is with Michael Jackson, we're talking about Michael Jackson here, a high status profiled celebrity. The thing is with him is that I know he wanted, it's reasonable, and it's, you know, it's reasonable to understand that he wanted somebody to match his high status profile. I understand that. I really think that's the case. You know, a woman who's not so entirely aggressive, I guess. So with the case of Tatiana, I feel like he should have gave her a chance. And my thing is for Tatiana, I wish that she did carry things in a little bit of a professional manner. Because at the same time, it's like, you know, we're smooching on stage. We're not supposed to, you know, smooch on stage as if we're just casually just kissing each other like boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, and the fans, but it seemed like the fans loved it. But it seems like everybody who's online, they just like to talk. But in person, it's like a different story. When you go see it in the crowd, it's a different story. And the haters need to be quiet. The haters need to stop hating. Because it's like, do you not see all this events happening? You know, there's certain things, like I said, I don't question about Michael, you know, these kids, that I wish he would just ease off a bit on that and just have a partner to love, or someone to love him. I don't really condone with the other people that he's been. Brooke Shields was another good match, I think, definitely for Michael, if we are talking about good candidates for his love interest, for sure. Brooke Shields, she seems like a very genuine, nice person, and yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that she loved Michael. It's just that she couldn't carry on, she couldn't marry him for obvious reasons, like such as her mother and both of them being in the spotlight, and we understand, but there's no doubt, you know, Michael wanted to marry her, or Michael wanted to be with her in some part of his life. But with Tatiana is a whole different story, because I'm not paying attention to her you know, her high status, as if she had a high status career, or if she was some diva, or, you know, I'm not paying attention to that. Let's pay attention to the fact that she still defended him. And she still, you know, I watched her in interviews speak about, you know, how her experience was with Michael, and for her to still say to this day that he was the love of her life. I mean, a lot of people may not not agree with that, say, oh, you weren't the love of Michael's life, blah blah blah, but he can be the love of her life. She doesn't have to be the love of his life, but, you know, he can be the love of hers. Because obviously something was going on. They had something going on. And the haters always continuously like to say that this and that all the time. And, you know, I don't think it's as bad as, I'm not going to name any names, but it's like people cannot let him, they're just like trying to destroy his name still. Like, why? He's gone. Why do people continuously keep slandering his name and putting words in, like, if you know something's not true and you're just, you know, out here just trying to get clout, or just trying to just, you know, use his name, and you know who you are, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the funny thing is, I used to support these people until I found out, you know, until I did my research. Like I said, I'm not going to name any names. But, you know, the thing is with Tatiana, it's like, I can see and I can understand her hurt. I can understand that she fell for this guy. It was hard to not, you know, fall for him. We can obviously the chemistry and connection that they had. And not to mention that she was invited to his funeral. The only video girl that was invited to his funeral. The only one. And, yeah, I just, you know, if it weren't for Brooke Shields, if Brooke wasn't gonna, you know, take that move, then obviously Tatiana, somebody had to do it for Michael. Like, I just wish the correct person did it for Michael. I just wish, because it's like, it hurts to see as a fan, like, it deeply, truly hurts. Like, you just want something for that somebody. You don't want them to be lonely. You just wish that your idol, or you just wish that somebody that you look up to, you just hope that they're living a good life, filled with love. Somebody is giving them love, not just besides their kids, but someone to love them and to give them love in all different aspects. You know? So, you know, that's what I wanted and rooted for MJ, and I felt like Tatiana could have gave that to him, but he didn't give her a chance. So going on with the whole bad tour before I finish this video, you know, that was nice. Oh, they actually performed at the Grammys, and that's something you don't really even hear Tatiana, you know, boasting about. Like, oh, I performed, you know, I went to the Grammys, you know, with him, and I was at the stage on the Grammys with him. You don't hear Tatiana boasting about those things. You don't hear her boasting about the fact, oh, I got invited to the set of, oh, I did this, I did that. But you can obviously see the difference that Michael had with the other video girls. There are literally pictures and there's evidence of the aftermath of The Way You Make Me Feel. There's pictures. And, you know, the new pictures got released and all that. And who knows, there's probably more. And, you know, it's 2019 and I still want to purchase that book, The Way He Made Me. Oh, not that one, but The King of My Heart. I want to read that one. And, you know, a lot of people said she did it for the money. You know what? Let me tell you something. She did it at a good timing. And I'm glad she, you know, she's someone that was a part of Michael's life. And, you know, as a human being, she has every right to write about encountering an icon. She has every right to write about that. So if she wants to do that, she can. But don't do it to an extent, other people, you know who you are. Don't do it to an extent where you know what you're writing is not true. That you've been using the same picture for the same cover that you've met him backstage. And these people know who they are. So yeah, like I said, she went on the Bad tour and she got booted off, unfortunately, and his manager gave Tatiana sad luck, and Michael's mom greeted Tatiana with a really warm hug, and that's something motherly. And the thing is with Katherine Jackson, she just wanted something. She was really happy for her son. That's so cute. She was rooting for her son. She was actually rooting for these two. So it's like, why would she lie about his own mom? She's known Katherine and Joe. So it's like, why? Why do people still continuously hate that? Why do people still continuously hate on facts? Anyway, that's the end of this podcast video, whatever this is. I just wanted to get this off my chest. Yeah, this might be all over the place. I was just, stating some stuff, saying just things that are just really have been frustrating me, because, I still like the story of these two. And I still, I respect Tatiana, and, respect Michael. I respect their, whatever relationship they had. And